Okay, welcome back. You got the market, which is up 24 points. So it's a quiet Friday as things are panning out so far, but it's still early days. Now it's time for our segment where we kind of showcase the big stock winners of 2023. I think, from the IT services, mid-cap IT services space, one sort of name which stands out and needs really no introduction is Cyient, which has gone up 200% this year. After if you look at the stock performance before, the last couple of years it was middling, but this has been a really transformational year for the company, both in terms of share price performance, but business developments as well, demerger, etc. We have Mr. Karthikeyan Natarajan, Executive Director and CEO at the company, joining in to take some questions. So thank you very much. Great to have you with us here. Appreciate your time here on CNBC TV 18. Prashant this side. Let me just begin by kind of reconfirming with you what you told us your FY24 revenue growth should be like. You told us between 15 and 20%, and you said that in the previous quarter, you said that you'd be at the lower end of that particular guidance. Now, commentary from, IT companies, telecom companies, etc., is that spends are a little compressed. We also heard from Accenture when they reported numbers recently. Could you shed any more light, sir, from the last time that we spoke? Can you confirm that, growth will be at the lower end of that guidance?
Yeah, thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thanks, Prashant, for having me on the show. And to just answer your question, I think we have guided that we want to be we will be between 15 to 20% earlier this year. And we said we would be on the lower end of the guidance based on what we have seen in the first 6 months of the financial year. And we do see some of the tailwinds of the industry, be it on aerospace, energy and sustainability, automotive, continue to be strong. So with that in mind, we said we want to really keep the guidance intact, but guided that we would be on the lower end of the range.
So what does this mean for your EBIT margins? Earlier, you had said that you have an aspiration of hitting the 20% EBIT margin level. In terms of a timeline, what are we looking at?
Yeah, I think we kind of really said we want to do for this year, we want to increase by 150 to 250 basis points. We want to keep that intact. And we said from a medium to long term, our aspiration is maybe over the next 3 to 5 years, we want to get to what we call them as an 18% and probably improve further on. Our intent is to share that we are in the trajectory of improving margins, as you would have seen for the last 2.5 years. Our intent is to keep the trajectory intact.
Okay. Earlier, you had mentioned that your growth strategy is built on driving expansion through M&A in various spaces, right? Whether it's aerospace, connectivity, energy, etc. Where do you see the maximum amount of traction in the next 1 year, and what will the focus area be for Cyient?
No, we said our focus is to really drive the organic growth. I think that's the primary objective. We created a diversified portfolio comprising of aerospace, energy, automotive and connectivity. And we said our intent is to make this 4 engines of growth to really do well for us. And anything that we need to do is to complement some of these white spaces in these verticals. We would like to look at M&A as an opportunity to create complementarity to our organic growth.
Okay, so let me just come back to pull you back to what we began with, which is top line growth, right? And there the problem has been, cut in spends by communication service providers, and that is where I think we've seen degrowth for the second quarter in a row. There was slowdown for the second quarter in a row. As we look ahead into 2024, do you see green shoots? Do you see a pickup here? By when? Can you provide some color?
Yes, I think, Prashant, we kind of anticipated the BEAD and RDOF program from US. I think these are being supported by the stimulus package that has been announced in US about 18 months ago. And this is likely to start hitting the states and start hitting the customers of ours. And we expect them to start sometime in the early part of 2024, which will continue through the year. And we also expect wireless to recover and probably around middle of 2024, and the second half of fiscal 25 would be much better. That's our current hope. And we do see that as part of what the communication service providers have done in the last 12 months. As you can imagine, when the pandemic hit, I think communication was the biggest need. And there is huge amount of spend that has happened and across fiber, 5G, private wireless, and probably it is taking a breather. And as the economy starts growing, it should come back to the mainstream by sometime next year.
For telecom and connectivity in H2 of 24, compared to H2 of the previous financial year, could you provide us with a sense of what that may look like? Would it be flattish?
I think it's
Would we
difficult.
see?
Yeah, difficult to really put specific numbers on the H2 per se, Prashant, but we guided that we would be flattish as compared to Q2 of this financial year, and we expect some kind of a slight recovery by late Q4.
On offshoring, just one more point. I mean, it's come down to about 44% in the first half of the fiscal. Earlier, you were doing almost 55% of offshoring way back in 2020. Any long-term targets that you've set for yourself?
Yeah, we said between 2021 to 22-23, we have improved our offshoring from 45 to 55% as we started acquiring some of the companies which has on-site heavy presence, and this is a number that has come down. We probably expect we would likely to be around 50-ish over the next 4 to 8 quarters. I think that's the journey that we are on.
Okay. I wanted to check with you on, generative AI, the space that is sort of picking up quite a bit. You already have some successful products in this space. You've recently teamed up with Microsoft as well. Just want to understand, what is the potential here? Is it too soon to ascribe any value to this? And as a part of your business, what would it be, say, over the next 3 to 5 years?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think we said we want to be seen as an intelligent engineering and technology solution provider. And this is going to be accelerated through generative AI. We do expect that to start with. We are seeing many use cases around customer support, product support, customer experience, and making the technical documentation to be automated. I think we see a lot of opportunities around documentation to be automated. Some of the audio video could be automated, the annotations could be automated. But over a period of time, we expect the product design would also start having an impact in terms of how the AI could reduce the time to market. And it is going to be augmented artificial intelligence more than what we expect it to be a disruptive AI as far as the product engineering business is concerned.
Just one last question. How much is aerospace, of course, is the big one for you. How much is that as a percentage of revenues? And, I think we've spoken before, and, that segment has been referred to as by the company as a bit of a entering into a super cycle. Air travel, etc., of course, is already global air travel is, I think, beyond the 2019 levels. We see very strong traction coming in from global sort of airline majors. The aircraft manufacturers, commentary has been very strong. Just a quick sense there.
Yeah, so Prashant, this is about 1/4 of our business is aerospace. And as we guided earlier, the travel is expected to double in the next 15 years as compared to 25 years cycle last time. And we do expect the defense spend to grow significantly, which is already at $2.2 trillion. This is our highest ever. And as you can imagine, the geopolitical challenges that we have seen in the last 2 years, this is going to really make the defense spend to go up significantly. As far as the super cycle is concerned, I think the commercial aircraft OEMs, which is a duopoly today, and need to take some definitive decisions around sustainable aviation fuel or about efficient aircraft engines with electrification or hydrogen. I think some decisions has to be made in the next couple of years, which will really kick off the engine program and leading to a complete platform development to launch into service by sometime in middle of the next decade.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Thanks a lot for joining in, and all the best for the new year. Your stock has created a lot of wealth for investors. The stock is up almost 200% in the last 12 months, and hope you continue to maintain that traction on the business end as well.